I've just put some high-low sill round here because I haven't got a gasket. I just want something to stop the water getting in. And the thing about high-low sill is you shouldn't really use it on jobs like this. You should use something more of like a silicone-y type sealer. But the problem with RTV sealers like this is once you open them, they're no good, so you might as well use it. I've got the nuts and bolts here. I've got some new nuts and bolts because we were tidying up the shop the other day, washing the floor off, and I cannot find the box where I put them. I might have put them in the container, but never mind. What I've got is I've got a nut, a bolt with a spring washer and a nice heavy washer to go against the steel. Now there should be on the clutch side a little bracket to attach the spring, you know, and that's what I'm going to have to look for that, but I don't know where it is, but it's nothing to change it later. So first of all, let's put the tower on and see how it goes. Damn, I knew I put those things, but this is the problem when you do jobs, you see. You take things apart and you've got about 5 or 6 jobs going at the same time. You put the nuts and bolts down and you can't find them. Who cares? Right, turn it 90 degrees like that. And then you've got to slide it somehow under the steering box. Like that. Is it going to fit? Oh, Michelle, it's not going to fit because of that bracket up there. Bugger. Ooh. There's a problem I didn't foresee. I'm going to have to cut that bracket off. I didn't realise that. Damn, I've got my sealer on as well. I'll show you. Let me take this off again, I'll tell you. It's catching on this bracket here. Now I'm going to trim that off. That's the clutch pipe. I'm not bothered about that too much. And that's the old brake pipe, not bothered about that. And that, oh, that's the old brake pipe, brake tail light switch. Those brackets on the early series were for the forward control when they used to fasten them down at the front, because the bulkhead was right at the very front of the vehicle and the engine was set further in. Well, we don't need them, but they left them on, and if you, I don't know if you can see the other side. Well, there isn't one on the other side. They've just left everything off this one because this one didn't have a servo. Get my goggles on and let's get chopping. So, let's try this again. I put some plastic over the hole to stop, you know, my sealer getting a bit damaged, but well, that didn't work out too well. Never mind. Now is it going to fit? Oh man, you've got springs and all sorts in here. Yes, the answer is yes, it's going to go in. It's tight, but it's going to go in. So the next thing, I've got to get some bolts in from the back, and perhaps now you can understand why we didn't put a reservoir on this side. You'll see. It fits like a glove now, so yeah, you can't use it with that bracket on. I should have worked that out. So that's good. Let's now put the clutch cylinder into place. Now for this, when we do the sealer on here, we just need to go around the holes at the top. Hope it's not going to catch it anywhere else. And round here. Should you put a gasket on? Oh. This isn't going to be a show car. I've told you that before. Michelle told me strictly don't go like French polishing nuts and bolts. So let me go and get the clutch. Again, put the pedal through the hole, twist and turn, or twist and shout, whichever you want to do. They line up lovely. Let me get some bolts into that. Clutch is in. Now, see here, this is what people are saying, oh, you should fit one of these. Yes, on a right hand drive, but on a left hand drive, look where the wing comes over. Look, how on earth are you going to get this? How on earth are you going to get the cap off there? It's impossible, lads. So we've got our pipe here that's got a union on it, which I'm not too pleased about, but I'm going to have to replace that pipe to go into here. No, to go into here. And then the reservoir is going to come round here and we're going to fasten it onto the wing here with a rubber pipe, which is why we've got that motorcycle reservoir. Now, I'm not going to do anything because I can adjust this now from here if I need to, but I know I don't because it's a bit of a big head. But I don't have to adjust it, but you can see they do fit, but they're tight, eh? Because like I said, the edge of the wing comes up to here. And right across here, that's why Michelle gave us a template to cut this out. There's no way on earth that you could top that up without chopping a piece out the top of the wing, which I've seen people do, and it looks awful. So, I'm going to have a bit of a break now. I'm glad all the bolt holes lined up. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking really good. But now we've got to think about doing some brake pipes. And I don't know how I'm going to do them. I don't know how I'm going to get them in. There's so much rubbish on this car. You know, look at all this bloody boxes here and this thing here, and there's relays, and I don't even know what these things do. But I'm going to have to bring a pipe across the back of here, and that's not going to fit. Right, back onto this job again, this 109. I'm quite surprised there's a few companies in town still opening, and one of the best companies in town is D&R, and they're really on the ball. Instead of having 8 drivers running around, they've only got 2. So I rang in for some cuneifer brake pipe, 1/4 inch for the clutch and 3/16 for the brakes, and I said, oh, no rush, don't take your time. 10 minutes here, they were here. But that's good service. But anyway, so now instead of having a joint in this piece of pipe here for the clutch, I'm going to make a new one in cuneifer and it'll never rust out again. Plus it'll be easier to manipulate around. I'm going to take all this, not that, I'm going to take all this lot off here, all the wiring, so I can get better access to the bulkhead, so I can screw my pipes on and stuff like that. Now, one thing I just wanted to say, talking about this, I fitted the cylinder, the tower. The pedal is a bit loose. I will admit that, no problems at all. I didn't have another one, and when we were chatting, Michelle said it's not going to be a car that's going to be used every day. I'm only going to do a few 100 kilometres in it. If you think it's going to be alright, leave it. And I was thinking, well, it's going to be alright, it's a bit loose, but I've taken the looseness out of the pedal and you won't notice any difference. But it really could do with a pedal taking out, welding up, reboring, remachining, and that's going to cost money, and machine shops are all closed. I could do it with a die grinder, but then again, I might as well just leave it as it is. We're going to keep our eye on it, see how it goes, and that's that. Next thing, brakes. We're not going to put the shuttle valve in, we're going to put one of these in. And I'm going to attach it to one of the bolts at the back of the servo. Why? Well, the shuttle valve's got a lot of connections in and I'm short of connections, that's one thing. But the other thing is that the pipes to come for this side wheel here, when we look down here, there's the pipe, oh you can't see it, look here. See that pipe fit in there? It has to go all the way around the car, all the way around to come to here. Well, I'll have to get somebody to do camera work. It's pointless. So what I'm going to do is put this T in, so fluid will come out the cylinder. There you go again. So fluid will come out the cylinder here, go around here, comes to the T, one for the right hand side and one for the left hand side, and then a separate pipe going all the way to the back. Easy peasy. No problems. I mean, it's not a Formula 1 car, is it? Now, what else I was going to say to you? No, I can't really remember. Oh yeah, now on the early series trucks, they used to use a 1/4 inch, a 3/16 inch pipe to deliver clutch fluid to the slave cylinder. that was a pain because the clutch was quite hard, and also fluid couldn't return quick enough to the reservoir, and you could actually pump it very, very quickly, and it would act like a hydraulic cylinder, you know, like a hydraulic press, and push the cylinder too far. So the update was to put a 1/4 inch pipe, and that solved that. And you put some little adapters on top of the you put some adapters on top of here. Well, this has already been done. I've got the adapters, I've just painted them, just waiting for it to dry. But that's going to work out quite nice, you know. In fact, I might just put that pipe fitting on there, then I can just do a loop around there for that one, come down here for that one, yeah, and then over the top. Oh, brilliant, it's going to work out splendid. And that's it. So that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon, seeing it's quiet. Also, on top of the adapter there was no copper washer. I always put new copper washers on. There wasn't one, so you've got to be observant of all the bits and pieces you need. And then that bit's done, and then we can concentrate on doing something else. Get this running. I didn't really anticipate doing this job. The Range Rover's waiting to get done, but I said I'd get this up and running, and I can't drive it without, well, I can drive it without a brake because I've got the handbrake, but I can't drive it without a clutch. So I want to get it moving around the yard because, like I say, the Range Rover's coming in, and we've got to put the engine in, gearbox and all the bits and pieces in, and then I think it's, once that's done, I think it's got to go back to the storage again. We're going to work out what we need, but I don't know, that story changes like the weather. I really don't know. Again, we're getting to a point now, are we going to get paid? I get bugger all from the government, pay enough for them, we get bugger all back. So other people are stuck, other people in the same position want cars fixing, it's not a really priority for payment. So, you know, I was even thinking about bringing my 130 in and repainting it. You know, I thought, well, I'll sand it down. Can't buy masks. Can't buy dust masks in town for love nor money. Yeah, I might do, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, less of this rambling. Let's get on and make some pipes.